Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mr. Pancakes 2, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the guide to complete the BO3 Zombies map, Zetsubou No Shima. This map is just a teeny bit harder than Horizon Drag. So I recommend if you want to do an Easter egg that's harder than Horizon Drag, but still simple, I recommend you do this. This Easter egg is by no means hard, however, it's just a little bit more complicated than Horizon Drag. But boys, I hope you guys do enjoy this Easter egg guide, and as always, let's go and hop into the setup. Now, the ones I recommend are in plain sight and anywhere but here. Anywhere but here is a mandatory Gobblegum. You will have to use this in order to complete the Easter egg. If you do not put it on your kit, you will need to reset your game. And the other three are basically just your choice. It doesn't really matter what you choose for them, but I recommend you put it in plain sight. However, anywhere but here is mandatory. Now, we're a bit overwhelmed as soon as we spawn because we have a lot of stuff to do. So first up, you're going to look in this spot here. There should be a bucket. If there isn't, then go ahead and move up here. And there's another spawn right beside there. And if you come past this tree beside this plant spot, there's another bucket spawn right beside this. Now, this bucket's going to be useful throughout the entire Easter egg, so yeah. But we're going to be staying in the top half of the spawn room. Do not go past the ledge, because if you go past the ledge, the zombie spawns will be significantly decreased. However, we want to get through these rounds relatively quickly. Save one zombie or two zombies at the end of round 2, and make your way through here to the trial station. Check all 3 trials. Now, I will go over those later. However, if you don't want one, then you can simply just leave and reset your game. They are different for every person per game. And pick up one of the skulls that have the same symbols as the podium inside the spawn room. So I'm going to go look at the podium in the spawn room. I see the symbols. I go grab my skull. And then you're going to need to do a simple little lockdown. Just kill the zombies. They're going to be attacking the podium. However, they don't do too much damage. But go and kill those zombies. After a while, it should finish. And you can collect your cleansed skull and go grab the one according to the plane crash one. Open your way up the left side of the spawn room, this time to the plane crash area. You should see the symbol, and this time we're going to have to do a little lockdown. It's the exact same, however, there are spiders that spawn in. And the spiders will not go for the podium, they will go for you. So you're going to take out those spiders. There will be a lot that spawn in toward the end. But this one can take quite a bit of damage, so if you run out of ammo, it's fine. Just make sure there's not a ton of zombies there. Try to use whatever you can to kill the zombies. And after a while, you should get the skull. But before we leave, we're going to look for a gas mask part. The gas mask part should appear on this plane crash part right here. Then if you go and go through the plane, it can also appear on this rock beside the plane. And if you come right over here beside this mystery box spawn, it can spawn on this rock in the light right here. Keep in mind, if you get a simple trial, go ahead and try to complete that trial, like shoot 5 spores or something. So go ahead and complete that if it's really obvious. However, if you get like mutated zombies, I'll tell you more about that later. But go and pick up one of the random skulls. We're going to be using this later. They're both in the bunker, so we don't quite know what it is right now. But speaking of, we're going to be going into Lab A. Go ahead, go past Lab A and claim some blue water in your bucket. And then go ahead and come up these stairs into actual Lab A, and then put it down this pipe. Then go back and get more blue water, then come through here, past the Bowie knife spawn, open up to Lab B, come into Lab B, and fill that up with blue water as well. And once you have a high-end SMG, go ahead and open up the bunker, because you are going to want to kill all the zombies that spawn. If you get a challenge that says you need to kill a zombie before it mutates, you're going to want to kill the zombie that is glowing orange, like this one here, or else it will turn into a thrasher. So we don't really want him to spawn as a boss zombie that actually does not give any rewards whatsoever, so just go ahead and kill him. Go ahead and open up the power switch room and have anywhere by here I recommend. Now, you don't need this whatsoever here. However, go ahead and break the cobwebs that block this fan, and as soon as the door shuts, go ahead and use anywhere but here. You can teleport to spawn or the bunker. Now, turn on power and come down here and claim a part. Now, I know power was a little bit more harder than it was in Horizon Drag. That's just because Zetsubou is a little bit more harder and complex than Horizon Drag, but at the same time, not really. But we are going to want to just turn the rounds, and while we are flipping the rounds to try and get a spider round, we are going to be looking in this area right here for a shield part. Coming down past Lab B, it can spawn on this tree right here. Going down a little bit farther, it can also spawn on this tree. And then coming up all the way up here on this little mounted hill right here, it can also spawn on this tree like it was in my game. We are also going to be looking for a part for the wonder weapon, the KT4. As you flip rounds in the area underneath Lab B, there should eventually be a glowing green zombie. This is what he looks like. You're going to have to kill him. He will drop a part, and go ahead and collect that KT4 part. Coming under Lab A for a change, we're going to be looking for a shield part. The first spot it can spawn is against this pole right here beside the Kuda Wallby. Then go ahead and take a turn right in front of the Kuda Wallby on this pole right here. And then if you come over here, right beside my death machine drop, it should be on this wall right here beside the barrier. And that is the second shield part. Now we're going to be getting another KT4 part and Pack-a-Punch part. So right in front of the Pack-a-Punch machine or behind it, you're going to want to come into this tube area right here. Come on down here, and you're going to want to open another expensive door, and this is where Mule Kick should be, and then go ahead and come in this water. Now we're going to be looking for a Pack-a-Punch part. Now the Pack-a-Punch part can spawn right here beside this little pod, and then coming right through here, it can also spawn right in here in this little cave area, and then in the other side of the cave, it can also spawn right here. The descriptions aren't very good because I don't even know what to call this little area, but finally we're going to be wanting to get a big breath of air before we come down here, and then we're going to be wanting to come down into this blue mineral cave, and then there should be a plant right here, and once again, you can shoot the pods to breathe, so go ahead and pick up the plant and shoot the pod because you probably will not have enough air, and then you can come up here, and that's the second part for the KT4 Wonder Weapon. Feel free to grab your perks during this time like Jug, Speed Cola, Stamina Up, Double Tap, all that good stuff, and now we're going to be coming through here in the AA Bullet Room. Now, there can be a spot for the shield right here, then coming right behind that in the 360, you can go ahead and spot one right here, and then coming down the slope past the AA gun, you can also spawn right here in this rubble, and I recommend you craft the shield because this can be breaking way more than a gas mask above Lab B, or in the Lab B, you could say. And this is just going to be very useful for the Easter egg. It's actually mandatory for the Easter egg, but we're going to be worrying about that a little later. Underneath Lab B, once again, you can go and open up to this area, and there will be a part for the gas mask right here on this little box. And then past the 115 meteor can also spawn on this box right here. And then coming up these stairs past the perk machine, there can also be a spot for the gas mask right here. It is quite a small part, and I know there are a lot of parts in this map, but that is just the Zetsubou No Shima experience. Once a spider round comes, and you will know. Once a spider round comes around 9, 10, or 11, whenever time it spawns in for the second time, you're going to want to come over here with the power on, lower this cage right here. A zombie arm will be in that cage, and then get a spider to go into the trap, and then rise the cage back up. It should then get sucked up by this little tube right here and collect this purple substance. We are going to be using this for the KT4. Bring all of these three materials into the bunker that we previously got, and then it will construct the KT4 for you to collect. It's basically like a solidifier, but it's pretty good still. So go and collect this. This is going to be massive for the Easter egg boss fight. And now we are pretty much ready to move on to the next step for the skull Nan Sapwe. Check the skull podium inside of the bunker. It was matched in my game, but there are two possible other skull locations, and if you grab the correct one, it should go right here. However, if you didn't collect the correct one, we will go ahead and go over that in a second. But go ahead and do this one. Now, the difference between this one is that there will be thrashers. No spiders, but a thrasher. And that will be just fine. It doesn't attack the podium, so just go ahead and try to kill the zombies that are attacking the podium. It shouldn't be that hard, actually. You still have a lot of room to move around. And once that's done, go and collect it and then claim the next skull. Now, the next skull podium is inside this little zip line area in this little cavern area right here. Now, go ahead and do this. And after you do this, there will be a bunch of spiders and thrashers and zombies that spawn, so it'll be the hardest one. However, it's still not very difficult, especially if you get the KT4 before this. Now, after you do this, you can then go ahead and move on to the skull Nan Sapwe ritual. While at this little zipline area, you can find a gas mask spawn part to be on this crate right beside the podium right here. Then it can also spawn on this crate beside the zipline right here. And then it can spawn on this rock like it was in my game right here. And then you can craft the gas mask inside the purple water bunker right here. Or you can also craft it inside of Lab A. I crafted it inside of the purple water room because I find myself inside the bunker a lot. Now this is going to be a massive help because it is going to defend you from any animation for when you come in contact with that fog that the little spores give you, the poison gas. You will no longer do that little coughing animation, which is massively helpful because it basically just makes you demobilized from shooting anything. But we're also going to be looking for a Pack-a-Punch part down here, the final part. You're going to see these bodies wrapped in webbing. Now, you're going to want to melee these things, and a zombie will come out, and it will either drop a part or it won't. there's only going to be one cocoon inside of this room that will drop the final Pack-a-Punch part. So when you melee, a zombie and a part will come out of it. As you can see, I meleeed this one on the top bunker shelves, and a part popped out. And you can go and put all these parts on the Pack-a-Punch like valves around the Pack-a-Punch machine. The water will then get soaked up, and then the gate will open, allowing you to Pack-a-Punch. Insert that final skull into the podium. This tree will then get destroyed, allowing you to come down here and you can start the ritual. This is the easiest ritual ever. You're going to have to one-shot the keepers, and there will only be 3 that will spawn in, so you won't get overrun or anything like that. If you do somehow get stuck in a corner, you can simply just kill them, just knife them, or do anything. They're just a one-shot. They have 1 HP, and after a while, about 15 keeper souls are absorbed. You can then go ahead and pick up the keeper skull of Nan Sapwe, and then you have a specialist weapon to begin the Easter egg. To begin this Easter egg, you're going to want to pull out your skull of Nan Sapwe and mesmerize this wall beside the crafting table that we just crafted the gas mask at in the purple water room, and then the poster should then materialize. Then you're going to want to still have your skull of Nan Sapwe pulled out, and then come to this doorway right here, mesmerize the wall. It will then get destroyed. And then, if you have enough time, go ahead and bring it to the area where we previously got the plant for the KT4. Go ahead and mesmerize this rock wall right here, and then it should get destroyed. Now we're going to need rainbow water. This is going to be a little bit complicated, so I hope you guys are ready. In order to obtain the rainbow water, you're going to need to take this little fast travel system right here, and while going through the tube, you will see a 115 meteor inside of the tube, and as soon as you are passing that, you're going to need to hold interact and spam it. So as you're passing by here, you're going to need to spam interact, and then you hopefully should get the indicator on the top left that you have obtained your rainbow water. You can take this as many times as you want. You can take the fast travel back and then let it cool down and then take it again. This is quite hard, and I don't really know any tips and tricks. I don't think there are any tips and tricks to do this. So you're just going to need, as soon as you're passing it, hold X. This is a little bit hard to learn at first, but as soon as you know how to do it, you're basically going to get it like every time. So hopefully you guys can get it. It won't be hopefully that hard, and you're just going to need it this one time throughout this playthrough, luckily. With your rainbow water, come down here where you just mesmerized that wall, plant down a plant, and then water it with the rainbow water, and then every single round it will then grow and grow and grow, and you're going to need to water it every single round. So if I end the round, it will then grow some more. I will then have to water it. If you were to miss the round, it will then stop growing, and you're going to need to restart the entire process the next round. So yeah, if you fail, it's pretty punishing, but you're just going to need some more rainbow water, and then you're going to need to plant it down again and restart. So every single round, you're going to have to remember to go down in that little area and water it. But in the meantime, in between rounds, we're going to want to get the other 2 pieces for the Masamune or the upgraded KT4. Now you're going to want to start a little boss fight, so I recommend you get some Pack-a-Punch weapons. It's not going to be too hard, but shoot the web in blocking this cave, then come on down here. Then a giant spider boss will come out here. It basically just has 3 attacks. The first attack is it can stomp on you with its claws. As long as you don't get hit too many times, it won't kill you. It also has a venomous shoot that it can do, but once again, just stay away from that. But every time it's about to start an attack, it will then spew out yellow like vomit out of its mouth. You're going to need to shoot its mouth during this phase. So while it's shooting out the yellow stuff, you're going to need to shoot its mouth. And it has 3 phases. After you phase it once, you will know because it will jerk back and then spit all over the place. But after a while, after you 3rd phase it, he can summon in some spiders as well. The cave will collapse all over him, and then you can collect this fang. Make sure you know that you collected the fang. So look at him at all times, and then as soon as you collect the fang, it should disappear. So make sure you collect this. It will not appear in your inventory. But as you come up here, I recommend one of your 4 perks be Widow's Wine, because it'll be very useful during the AA bullet step. So go ahead and exit out of the cave. It will get quite crammed very quickly by all the zombies, so make sure to get out there as quick as you can. After 3 rounds of continuous watering, you should come down here on the 4th round, and then there should be a fully grown plant. And this will be your second part for the KT4 that will once again not appear in your tooltip bar, so just make sure you have that. Now, it's time for the trials. This is probably the hardest out of any of them because it's randomized. I am now going to go over all the challenges, and if you are new, I'll tell you which ones you should probably reset your game for if you get. Now, as for the bottom challenges, I think all of them are relatively okay. I don't think any of them you need to reset on, luckily. Now, for the one, I'm just going to clarify, for the one you need to water 5 plants, you can also water the same one. Now, I got water the same plant 3 times. Really simple. You can get this when you go for the Masamune, but also also, water 5 plants, you have to water 3 plants. You have to water a plant 3 times or just water 5 separate plants. It's really not that complicated. You don't need to get 5 seeds. You mainly just need to get 2. But yeah, that's for the bottom challenges. You shouldn't need to reset for any of the bottom challenges. As for the middle challenges, I got kill 20 zombies while underwater, which is really easy. The ones I don't recommend are kill a thrasher before it becomes enraged, simply because it's kind of hard to do unless you have the skull and Nan Sapwe. However, it's just a little bit too hard, so I don't recommend you do that. Now, the next one is kill zombies attracted to plants. Once again, I believe it has a chance for that plant to come, and I just don't recommend you water any more plants than needed. And lastly, obtain a power-up from a plant. Once again, that is all up to chance. You can get one from, like, normal plants, so you can do that one if you really wanted to. However, I just don't recommend you do that because it's RNG once again. Now, as for the top challenges, I recommend you don't attempt obtain a fruit from a plant because, once again, I don't really want you guys to use a plant, and also it's all up to RNG. Now, as for kill a zombie before it becomes mutated, and you have to kill 3 of them, that's just a little bit too hard to do because the time frame to do that is really short, and you have to have a really strong weapon to do that. So I just don't recommend you do that because so just reset if you get that top challenge. So that's the challenges I recommend you reset on. Really not that many. There's quite a lot of challenges you can get. So yeah, but we need these challenges to be completed for the electric shield. So after you complete all those trials and challenges, you can then hopefully get lightning to strike on the podium. Now you have to wait for lightning. It is RNG whenever it decides to arrive. So just wait until lightning strikes. You can also hear it. As soon as you grab that electric shield, you just want to put it on your shield, you can put it away, and then we're going to run right to Lab B, strike this little panel thing, get inside of the chamber, and then you'll be taken down to the lower level. Once again, look at this little skeleton, you'll see a little tube. Go ahead and pick that up and make sure it disappears and you see it disappear, because once again, this will not appear in your tooltip, and we need to make sure we get these things because they aren't exactly easy to obtain. Now, once you get all these materials, you can head into the bunker right beside where we crafted the KT4 originally. Put the KT4 down, and now it should be blue, and you should have the Masamune Wonder Weapon. This is mandatory in order to complete this Easter egg. Now we need to find 3 cogs. All of them are relatively simple. However, one does involve RNG. Now, you are once again going to need any weapon here. Hopefully you saved it from earlier. You're going to need to use it, and you should get teleported to this little hatchery area, turn around, and there should be a cog, and you're going to need to very quickly get out of there because it will get congested very quickly in there. But once you have that, that is one of 3 cogs. If you do not teleport to the area that you use in your weapon here, it is because you have not mesmerized the wall. You have to mesmerize the poster and the wall in order to mesmerize the wall and the water and to get teleported here. So yep, but that is one of 3 cogs. Now we need the electric shield once again. Once again, get lightning to strike your shield, and then run over to Lab B this time and zap the zip line. There's been many misconceptions about this. Don't try to spam buttons. There's one simple button to get off the zip line. So when you're above the dock area, you are simply going to need to melee. That's right. So use the zip line, and then click your melee button. You'll be dropped down, and then you can pick up the cog on the dock right here. And that is 2 of 3 cogs. So both of these are really simple to obtain, but the third one is a little bit tedious to obtain and does involve RNG. Now I recommend you get blue water and plant down 3 separate crops all around the map. So plant a seed, put the blue water on it, and you're going to want to shoot it with your KT4, and now there should be green particles all around that plant. That is good. And now you're going to need to go do 2 others to guarantee, hopefully, a bullet. Now this is not guaranteed once again. However, you're going to want to have to do this every single round. Water the plant with blue water, then shoot it with the KT4 or Masamune every single round. And then once it is a fully grown plant, it should be a purple plant with little white dots all around it, and you have a 33% chance to get the AA bullet. So open up all 3 pods, and hopefully you will get the AA bullet. Once again, it is not guaranteed, but you'll be very obvious when you get it. Go and collect the AA bullet. If you do not get it, you're going to have to sadly repeat this again. But now we're going to head over to the AA gun, of course. Make sure to throw out all your Widow's wine grenades and come up to the AA gun and put the bullet inside. You are going to need to listen for the AA bullet. It's very wonky, but you need to 100% listen, and as soon as you hear the sound, you know it's in there. This is the most important step because it has a little bit of a delay before you shoot it, so make sure you hear the sound. Once you see the plane, melee the zombie until it gets Widow's Wine and gets stuck. And mine died, sadly, but as soon as the plane is right where the gun is aiming, fire the gun, it should shoot down the plane, and you should see a little puff of smoke right there, and that is where the cog would be. As you can see, it's going in that direction, but I'm going to show you all the locations where this cog can fly to anyways, just in case you do not see it. The first spawn for the cog can be right beside Lab A, beside the Kuda ball, beside where the shield parts were earlier, right here. The next spawn is right beside the tree, just outside the bunker, right here, or like around this area. And the next spawn is behind Lab B, beside that gas mask part we looked for earlier, right in this grass here. Once you have all 3 cogs, come to the elevator and insert them in this little machine right here. Now we are ready for boss fight, but first, let's do the preparations. Now, preparations necessary, I recommend you bring an in plain sight for safety precautions, and I also recommend you take in a pack-a-punch weapon like the ray gun, haymaker, Dracon, brekkie, or even a wallbye. Now, you also need the Masamune wonder weapon. This is an absolute necessity to actually take out the boss, and hopefully you should be ready with all this stuff, a full shield, a skull Nan Sapwe, and all of this stuff, your perks. Make sure to take the extra perk from the trials as well. The top trial is always guaranteed to give you a perk slot, so make sure to get that as well. Now it's time to take the elevator to the boss fight. Once at the bottom of the elevator shaft, go ahead and shoot all the arms, shoot all the glowing spores on the Thrasher's arms. The door should open, and now you're in the Takeo Boss fight. Shoot your Masamune at one of the open arm slots, and then he should roar, the screen should shake, and welcome to the easiest boss fight in COD Zombies, beside the Orda. Now, in this boss fight, you don't even have to kill a single zombie, but if there's like a spider in your way, definitely take out the spider. The only attack the boss has is to stomp on the ground. So do not walk in front of him, or at least do not walk in front of him while he's doing his ground pound attack. Now, unfortunately, I did end up getting stuck here, so I had to use in plain sight. But as soon as he roars, one of the spores on his arm should be exposed. So go and shoot that with your Masamune. It will then disintegrate, and you have to repeat this for all 4 arms. Nothing will get harder. He won't gain new attacks. No new zombies will spawn in. But if a spider's in your way, go and make sure to shoot it. But eventually, once you shoot all 4 of the arms, he should roar, and then you should be taken into the Takeo cutscene. And congratulations, you have completed the Zetsubou No Shima Easter egg. Congratulations, boys. And now we're ready to move on to bigger and better things like Gora Trophy or Revelations. Oh man, this guy was a ton of fun to make. Zetsubou was a criminally underrated map, so I hope you guys did help this out a bit. I hope this did help out a bit. Now, let's go and hop into the no nonsense part of this guide, where I don't go over any tips and tricks. I just give you the steps you need in case you forgot them. Put any type of water in Lab A and Lab B tubes to open up the bunker. Complete the lockdown in order to turn on the power. Pick up a plant underwater, kill a green glowing zombie, and get venom from a spider. Complete the ritual to unlock the skull Nan Sapwe. Construct the KT-4 wonder weapon in the bunker. Mesmerize a poster, wall, and a wall inside the cave. Kill the mama spider and obtain the fang. Complete all 3 of your trials to unlock the electric shield, and then go zap a panel inside of Lab B, and then collect the tube inside of the shaft. Finally, using rainbow water, water a plant that is inside the cave 3 times in between the rounds, and then craft the Masamune wonder weapon beside the KT-4 crafting bench. Use the anywhere but here Gobblegum to teleport to the hack tree, and then collect the cog inside of the rubble. Electrify the zipline, then use it, then press the melee button to fall onto the dock and collect your second cog. Finally, water a plant with blue water, then shoot it with the Masamune to get a chance to get the AA bullet. Put the bullet into the AA gun and then shoot the plane down. Then go find the cog and then insert it into the elevator shaft. Take the elevator down and then into the boss fight room, shoot the arms with the Masamune, and then every time the Takeo boss fight's arms get exposed, shoot it with the Masamune, and then you don't have to kill anything inside the boss fight arena, but once he roars, shoot his arms with the Masamune. Then you have to do this for all 4 of the arms. After you destroy the last arm, the cutscene will play and you have finished the Zetsubou No Shima boss fight. And you can play inside the Zetsubou No Shima boss fight room as well and go back up to the surface. But boys, this has been the Zetsubou No Shima Easter egg guide, and I hope you guys did enjoy this. Gora Trophy will be underway. However, I am going on vacation this weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to post a guide Saturday, but maybe Wednesday. I don't know. But I hope you guys did enjoy this, but if you don't get a video next Wednesday or next Saturday, then don't be surprised because I'm going to be on vacation. But the guides will continue, and then after BO3, we're either going to move to IW or BO4. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's go and hop into the exit. What?